When you first started imagining what ETS could be, what was the hardest truth that you had to confront about the old brand?
So ETS has a long history, great reputation, but firmly cemented in educational testing. And so one of the hardest truths was really believing and imagining that we could be more and take our impact into other places. And so, thinking about the competitive set that we were in educational testing, thinking about a new category and pushing into future readiness, which is all about helping people thrive and adapt in an ever-changing world. And so, lifelong learning, really, right? I mean, people don't stop learning once they're out of school.
Right.
And so, taking our expertise, which is the science of measurement, and helping people to really assess and demonstrate their proficiency in a multitude of skills, but in the workforce.
Yeah.
And, thinking about upskilling, reskilling, all of those pieces were critically important to building a business transformation and then a brand transformation.
And how did you ensure this wasn't just a new logo or tagline, but a true shift in how people experience the brand?
Isn't that's like my favorite, like when you come in into a new brand, right? Or a new position as, a CMO, everyone's like, so when are you going to change the tagline? And actually my answer was, no, I'm not. We eventually did change the logo and the tagline, but we started first with business strategy, right? You can't, brand transformation can't just be cosmetic.
Right.
It has to be catalytic. And we ensured that by first understanding what is the kind of business that we want to be, where's that vision, that strategic vision, and then building a brand that matched that future forward brand.
Legacy organizations are famously risk averse. What was the biggest risk you took in the rebrand, and how did you rally people around it?
So I think we had to first think about what is our reputation, what is our expertise, what is our legacy, and that is all centered around the measurement of our science of measurement, really. And as long as we held true to that, it didn't seem like as big of a risk. So, that's what our whole organization rallied around. And frankly, the brand promise that we developed became our new mission. So advancing the science of measurement to power human progress became the rallying cry for the whole organization. It wasn't necessarily a new thought, because the organization has historically, for over 77 years, has been focused on that.
Yeah.
But I think it was modernizing what that means today, and again, taking it from education into talent. And so, today ETS stands for Education and Talent Solutions.
Okay.
And when we rallied people around that, like I said, it didn't seem as big of a risk. But we honored what ETS has always stood for, and in the work that we've done, the source, we call it, which is the asterisk.
Yeah.
It was really raising our research, which is everything that ETS is known for, to set the standards and a new standard in the industry, raising it from the footnotes, and elevating that.
Yeah.
And that source is, very meaningful to us and to our customers, because everything we do is backed by this groundbreaking research.
Right. So what leadership lesson did you personally take away from leading a rebrand of this scale?
So I think the biggest thing, the biggest leadership lesson that I took away was that you have to enroll people and engage people before you execute.
Yeah.
Right. So, a lot of ease in there, but there's a lot of great ease. And when you enroll people and you again, understand like what's the core that we can't, miss
Yeah.
when we're doing any kind of transformation. And you have to root yourself in that.
Right.
And then people feel like they're brand ambassadors. People feel like they understand the real business strategy that we're going after. And when all of that transformation is rooted in a strong business strategy, the brand strategy comes very easily.
Right. Yeah. So the ETS brand is all about human progress, as you said. How does that show up in ways beyond marketing? And how you mentioned talent, how ETS hires, partners, and operates?
So, having a strong brand, definitely you need to show up consistently, right? But I think that's not just in how we look.
Yep.
That is in how we act and driving, brand activation at all of the touch points that we have consistently is vitally important.
Yeah.
And so I think, we went beyond, our logo and our brand guidelines to, really almost our how we activate our mission. And so just even recently, we had kind of wave 2 of our brand transformation where we made a social impact commitment, and it's called our human progress commitment.
Right.
And that human progress commitment is to ready 100 million plus people for the next generation of jobs. Makes it very tangible, but also allows us to think about the direct ways that we are having impact on people and people's lives, and the indirect ways, who we're partnering with. What kind of ripple effect that we're having by helping to change policy or standards in the industry, and really having people feel that human progress means being ready for the future.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of mentioned it, but the rallying from the ground up, the business strategy through the brand strategy, it sounds like really having that strong mission at the core helps you define everything that you do as the brand and kind of gives you the guardrails for what you should and shouldn't do. And I think that's such a important part. Like you said, it's not the logo. It's not just the logo.
Correct.
But
It all has to come together. It's all a system.
Right.
And if you think about it being a design system, right, those are all very important things to keep consistent. But so is your intent,
Right.
and so is keeping your mission or your purpose at the center of everything that you do.
Yeah, bringing the experience of the brand and what the brand says together. Totally. What story do you hope the rebrand tells for the next generation of learners, leaders, and change makers that you're speaking to on a daily basis?
I hope it tells the story of hope and and inspiration and brightness in the future. And I say that because, I think a lot of times things are changing so fast, and a lot of times people, I know I do, sometimes you feel like you get worried about how fast everything is changing,
Totally, yeah.
right? Even for our kids, like how can you be ready for a future that you don't really know or understand? Right. And I think that, having skills that are durable and transferable and frankly human are incredibly important. So when we talk about human progress, we mean that people are equipped to handle the future and whatever those changes are. So we use the science of measurement to measure what used to be very hard to measure. Durable skills like collaboration, or leadership, or resiliency and adaptability. Those are critically important skills that you can take from any role or any job that you're in and apply that. And frankly, they're very human skills, and those are going to be what really saves us in the future.
Yeah, if it matters, it should be measured. Is that what they say?
Yeah, absolutely.
If you could give one piece of advice to somebody else that might be leading a brand transformation at this scale, what would it be?
Don't don't forget about the strategy, right?
Thank you.
Right? What is that saying? Like, strategy eats execution for breakfast every day, right? If you are not clear about the business strategy that you want to achieve,
Yep.
creativity is not going to save you.
Right.
You might be a flash in the pan and be remembered for a quick stunt or a quick wasn't that clever, but you're not going to make a lasting impact and a lasting impression on your employees and your customers if you are not clear about your strategy and put every effort behind achieving that.